Hello, I'm Anna. I'm head of design in IHM, a venture of Stefanini Group. And here with me
My name is Maria Alejandra Garcia. I'm the practice lead for UX and service design for Stefanini now.
Great. Today we are going to talk a bit about UX practice and design approaches in the industry environment. That's kind of a good challenge we face for some years, right, Ali?
Yes.
And
So, for example, often the public understands UX as an experience for the products that they use, the websites that they browse, or the cell phones that they connect with. But how is that put in context of something like the industry, manufacturing? How does that really play into, how can UX impact and play into all of that context?
yeah, that's a very good question because actually design approaches started the first industrial revolution as
Yes.
a way of conceiving and planning the execution of products. And now we bring again this concept of design and UX approach to the industry, but not exclusively right now as a way of conceiving physical and real products. Now we start thinking about whole experiences. We are talking more now about how people are going to use these products, how the process and people will interact with each other and with the products to improve indicators, improve productivity, quality, and this kind of KPIs very common in the industry world.
Basically, at every layer and at every phase of the production process and business process too.
Sure.
It is very impactful as we have to look at those business objectives to ensure that the positive experiences that the stakeholders are having throughout the manufacturing experience does lead to those objectives.
Yeah, that's I think the key perception that we have to have when dealing with design in an industrial world, because all the conceiving solution needs to be needs to be viable, needs to be feasible. Different aspects need to be considering when we are talking about putting ideas and technologies into a real place, into an environment that people, for example, plant operators are not consuming final products, right?
But how does that look like exactly? Like, what are the exact elements required for there to be a positive experience? What type of tools do you use? How about data? How does that play into the experience as well, right?
Right. Data is a very specific and important word, I think, in this context. People and products and systems in the industrial environment are very data driven, are very based on analysis, evaluating KPIs, and all that kind of stuff. So it's very important in this kind of environment to consider data availability, data integration, and also data literacy. People need to be able to learn how to use and analyze this data that we can provide to them with the digital products, right, Ali?
Right. And not just that, like, we have to think about how the data is being used, by whom, at what time, where in the whole process. So a very big aspect, well, we should talk about how we do this, how we approach in making sure that the data that we use to improve on experiences gets to the right people at the right place so they can make the right questions and the right decision making. Right.
Perfect.
So I guess one of the big steps that we do is that quantitative data is key to support our process and our decisions, but it's also very important to understand that qualitative aspect going in there and really understanding and looking at the people, looking at the potential personas, because in the end, we are designing and creating a better experience for them in order to achieve our goals, right?
Yeah, and we applied this exactly approach in one of our last projects together, right? It was a very like global team
Yes.
involved on this experience. We worked for a new electrical vehicles production line. And first, we got a lot of information from people in those lines, from people that work there, line side associates, managers, and all levels of
At every layer.
company, exactly. And we had to consider all these point of views in order to provide, to plan and prototype a solution that could allow them to analyze, to evaluate quality problems, and also make kind of root cause analysis using those data to better produce, to have countermeasures and improve the line KPIs.
And this is something that we do see quite often, not just in this case, but in other cases too. They have a lot of data. It's natural, you're in a manufacturing environment, but often it is difficult to understand what are the right types of data that are required in order to best analyze, to make decisions, and be able to see it, visualize it properly in order to make those decisions much more effective and efficient.
Sure. So in this process, we had 4 different steps of prototyping, testing, and feedback to the process again, to prototype, test. So this process, this cycle of prototyping, ideating, and test is very important in this kind of approach. So then we can collect the best practices.
That's basically our cycle. We do the research, we engage with the stakeholders, then we prototype, we test, we improve, we iterate, we bring the data in to continue prototyping and testing in order to have a well-refined tool that they can use. The key to all of that is to be able to co-create with our main stakeholders, with our clients, both the users as well as the one inviting us and onto this work.
Perfect. Yeah, that was a very good step on this approach of using UX and design mindset in an industry environment. And this very big step led us to think about what is the next step, what is the next huge implementation that we can provide to industry to construct a better and sustainable world. As designers, as people that are thinking about how the humanity can interact with each other, how life is going and coming to a better place, right?
Yes, correct.
Very good. We are start talking about this kind of topic, design and UX approach in the industry environment. And of course, we can we have other opportunities to talk about these themes and all the impacts that this subject has in our companies, right?
Yes, because we are at that heart with the people, being able to connect with all of the different areas of the manufacturing opportunities. So it is a big part of where we try to impact positively so that we can continue growing with our clients as partners, as well as with the other towers within Stefanini.
Thank you, Ale.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much.